Good morning, Vietnam. It's me. And I still have caffeine in my blood, so I decided to make a video. And I thought it would be a good opportunity to talk about inspection, replies, and responses. The numbering, because I know that I think that we just need to be refreshed on that. I know that I've struggled knowing what number to put where, and I've seen some stuff, so I thought I would just put this out there. So, just as a refresher. So the very first thing when you have an inspection, of course, is the inspection response is submitted by the buyer, right? So this is the buyer's inspection response number one. They list all their issues they want fixed, right? And we send it off to the sellers. And the seller then this would be the seller's inspection reply number one. And then the seller says, hey, we are going to respond with our own response number one, seller's inspection response number one. So these are all ones, right? All right, moving on. So basically then you have a new document, and this new document is called seller's inspection response number one. Not number two, but number one, because the seller has not yet had an inspection response. So this is their number one. And you come on down, the buyer then inspection reply number one, and the buyer then is going to submit a new document. It's going to be the buyer's inspection response number two. They've already had their number one up here. Now they got to have their number two. This is getting a little awkward, but I shall continue. Moving on then, so the new document then would be buyer's inspection response number two. They list their issues. The seller says, hey, this is our reply number two, and we don't like your stuff, so we're going to send you back a counter. So here it is. See seller's inspection response number two. They're going to have their own number two. And so then they have their own document right here, seller's inspection response number two. And this is kind of getting fun. I don't know why. And they're moving on down the sheet. And the buyer's inspection response number two. Then after we've gone through these two full cycles, now the buyer says, no, we don't like it. We want a counter. So they're going to start their brand new series called the buyer's inspection response number three, which starts a whole new cycle. I just want to make sure that we're using the numbers correctly. I've seen some that I think on the first page, when we were representing the sellers, we would get something from the buyers like this, but then here we would put see seller's inspection response number two. Well, it's not supposed to be number two because you've not had a number one yet. So I hope you all have a good week. Let me know if you need anything. Call me. Thanks.